Do roll call.
Mr. Hart? Here. Mr. Hames? Here. Mr. Redmond?
Here.
Ms. Ryan? Present.
Here. Carol, we're going to have Russell Park from the Historical Society have a brief statement. All right. Thanks for inviting me here tonight. Pleasure to speak for the mayor, council, and my fellow Highlanders. Tonight I speak to you as the president of the Historical Society in my 7th year of service. This year, a major dream of our organization was realized with the opening of the Highlands exhibit at Twin Lights through a partnership with the Twin Lights Historical Society. The exhibit is located in the rooms adjoining the South Tower and takes you through a walk of our amazing history. We are open the first Sunday in every month from 1 to 4 p.m. with the hope of expanding our hours with the kickoff of Weekend of Old Monmouth in the spring. We are also looking forward to inviting the local schools from the county to come tour our history. We hope to instill understanding of a community's rich history and promote a positive outlook on our town's future. We are a resilient bunch that can handle just about anything the course of history has thrown up on us. My Highlands family, this exhibit is dedicated to the families past, present, and future. I hope to see you at Twin Lights on November 1st. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Guys, we're going to do a moment of silence. We've lost 2 people since the last meeting. We're going to turn it over to Rebecca.
Just a moment of silence. In the last 2 weeks, we've had Judge Lucasio pass and also one of our fire police members, Howard Toronto. So we just remember them for a minute and all their service to our town.
Thank you, Russell.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Karen.
First item, consent agenda.
Okay. Anybody have any questions, deletions, or comments about the consent agenda?
I know that we had to put some names. Has that
Okay.
been done already?
Yeah,
We had-
I think Carolyn updated on
Okay.
R1512.
Right.
Right.
Remove Howard from the roles there.
Okay.
Other than that, the list remains the same.
And I'm fine with the consent agenda then.
Okay. I'll offer.
Offered by Mayor Noel.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Redmond. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. King. I vote yes, but I'll be abstaining on R1525.
Okay.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Yes.
Two other resolutions. Resolution appointing zoning board alternate number 2 member.
I'm up for John Booth.
I'm sorry.
John Booth.
I'll second it. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. King. Yes. Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Yes.
Resolution R1504, resolution awarding professional planning services for a master plan.
I believe we were going to table this at this point. Correct.
Motion to table.
No. Okay. I'm going to offer the table.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Hart. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. King. Yes. Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Yes.
R1505, resolution approving municipal service agreement. We're gonna-
Yeah, the executive fire attorneys, they're working out the final details, I believe, the managing company. Okay.
A motion to
Do
carry.
you want us to carry to the next meeting, or do you need 2 weeks or longer?
Bruce said it should be okay. for next
It
week,
should be
because
fine.
the meeting on the 19th is free with Carol.
Yeah, it's fairly minor.
Okay. So then the 21st is okay?
Is that a motion?
I'll offer that.
Offered by Mayor Noel,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Redmond. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. King. Yes. Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Yes.
Resolution R1506, resolution appointing a public defender. I'll nominate Thomas Smith.
I'll second it.
Offered by Ms. King, seconded by Mayor Noel. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. King. Yes. Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Yes, please.
Resolution R1507, resolution authorizing 2015 agreement with the SPCA.
I'll offer it.
By Mayor Noel.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Redmond. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
R 1509, resolution awarding professional grant writing services.
Are we tabling this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
For that.
Okay.
We asked for it to be tabled.
Right?
Are we gonna be good for the next
09.
meeting, guys, or do you wanna go to February?
I'm gonna have to go to
I think
February.
We're gonna have to,
February 'cause of
we
the
have to,
dates.
we have to put it out there. We have to-
Yeah,
Okay.
so what is that, February what? Fourth or something? February fourth.
Yeah, it's based on what team's schedule.
Yeah, we can try to get the RFP out as quickly
Yeah,
as
the next
possible.
meeting is,
Yeah,
after that's the 4th, and then after that, the 18th.
I think we'll be in good shape to do it on the fourth.
Fourth, okay, perfect, I'll offer that, Karen.
Offered by Mayor Knopf. Second by Mr. Park. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes, please.
Resolution R 1510, resolution appointing council president.
I'll offer Rebecca Kane.
And I will second that.
Second by Mr. Park?
No.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
Resolution R 1514, resolution appointing a borough attorney. We did go out for RFPs on this, and we've only received one, and that's from our current attorney's office.
With that being said, I'll offer them. Bruce Padula, Esquire.
Offered by Mayor Knopf,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Redmond. Mr. Park?
No.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
Resolution R 1515, resolution appointing clean communities coordinator.
I'll offer Diane McKeveney.
I'm sorry,
Diane McKeveney.
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Redmond. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes, please.
Next one is R 1560, resolution appointing finance chair.
I'll offer to carry over myself and Councilwoman Kane.
Offered by Mayor Knopf,
I'll second that.
second by Ms. Ryan. Mr. Park?
No.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
Resolution R 1517, resolution appointing bond counsel.
I'll offer Arthur and Griner. That's our current one, correct?
Mhm.
Correct.
I'll second it.
Second, Mr. Park. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yeah.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
Okay, resolution R 1518, resolution appointing labor attorney.
I'll offer Bruce Padula, our current one.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Park?
No.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R 1519, resolution awarding professional legal services for tax appeals. Currently, we have Scott Arnett.
I'll offer the Arnett Law Firm.
Okay, offered by Mayor Knopf.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes, please.
Resolution R 1520, resolution awarding professional auditing services. We did go out for RFPs on that, and I believe we received 3.
Okay.
I'm not going to go out to the recommendation.
I'll make a recommendation to Fallon and Larson.
I'll second it.
Second by Mayor Knopf. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
Resolution R 1521, resolution appointing community development reps.
I'll offer myself and Mr. Hill because we're currently doing it.
And I'll second that.
Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
Resolution R 1522, resolution appointing members to the environmental commission.
I'd like to offer Chris Francie, Melissa McAleer, Peter Mullen, and Councilman Card.
Okay, so there's Nancy.
Melissa McAleer.
Peter Mullen and Councilman Card.
I'll second it.
Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Knopf?
Yes.
R 15-223, resolution appointing Shade Tree Commission members.
I know we have, 5 vacancies and 4 people applying, or 4 people holdovers?
Four held,
Right.
Joe Willie, that's correct.
Yeah, all right.
Donna,
So-
we want to advertise for the fifth
I
person?
think we should advertise. I know we currently have Mike Kovic, Suzanne Eckhart, Tony Sloan, and Lori Few. I have no reason not to reappoint them.
Right.
And advertise for the 5th?
That's fine.
Okay, I'll offer that.
Offered by Mary Ellen.
Second by Mr. Carr.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Resolution R 15-24, resolution awarding animal control services.
I will offer to stick with Kerry Gowen.
Offered by Mayor Miller.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Carr. Mr. Carr.
Yes.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Resolution R 15-28, resolution appointing open space committee members.
I'll offer Nancy Berger and Lori Salter and Councilwoman Rebecca King.
I'll second it.
Mr. Hart.
No.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Resolution R 15-29, resolution authorizing a refund of tax overpayment.
Mr. Blasio, this is all correct and set?
Tax over, that's
I'll offer that.
Offered by Mayor Miller.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Redmond. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Okay, resolution R 15-30, resolution authorizing the release of performance guarantees.
I assume we have all enough criteria and we're okay? All right. I'll offer that.
Offered by Mayor Miller.
Second.
Second by Mr. Carr. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, please.
Moving on to ordinances, on for introduction, setting the public hearing date February 18th, ordinance 0-14-33, an ordinance amending section 2186 of the Borough Code exempting existing bungalow colonies from certain bulk and area requirements, defining bungalow colony and requiring certificates of occupancy for seasonal rentals. This was reviewed by the planning board, so it's on for introduction.
Karen, we waiting for the 18th because of the noise. I'm sorry, because of the notices and all that?
You have to, once you introduce it, you have to refer it to the planning board formal. So,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I'll offer that then for, I believe, the 18th of February.
Okay.
And obviously send it to the planning board. That's the process.
Okay, I'll second that.
Second by Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
On for introduction, setting up a public hearing date for February 18th is ordinance 0-15-1, an ordinance replacing section 3-2 of the Borough Code noise.
Does this have to go to any other board or not?
I do not place it there.
Yeah, please.
Chief, I didn't get it. You okay with the deletion that the attorney recommended?
Yes, that's what Mr. Butler brought up, because it mirrors the sort of conduct statute, therefore, it can't be in the ordinance.
Okay.
So it's in line right now, Chief?
Yes.
Okay, so it was, something was deleted, nothing was added.
No,
No, I just want to make sure you are comfortable that it's going to allow you to do what you need to do.
yeah, that was recommended by Mr. Butler.
Okay, let's move forward then.
Good with the 18th, I'll offer that for everybody's good.
Offered by Mayor Miller.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Hart. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
On for introduction, setting up a public hearing date for February 18th is ordinance 0-15-2, an ordinance updating the Borough Code section 2-3.2 concerning the manner in which vacancies on the Borough Council are filled.
And this will be for 218 also?
Yep,
I'll offer that.
offered by Mayor Miller,
I'll second that.
second by Ms. Ryan. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. Kane. Yes. Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
On for introduction, setting up a public hearing date for February 18th is ordinance 0-15-3, an ordinance replacing ordinance 0-11-9, reenacting chapter 17 of the general ordinances of the Borough of Highlands that established a business improvement district within the Borough of Highlands.
And this will be for the 18th also?
Yep,
I'll offer that.
offered by Mayor Nolan,
I'll second it.
second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
On On for a second reading and public hearing at this time is ordinance 0-14-34. An ordinance vacating the right-of-way easement reserved to Atlantic Coast Enterprise and conveyed to the Atlantic Highlands County Regional Sewer Authority over a foot of Lake Street. This was published in the December 12th edition of the Two River Times.
And we're opening up the public hearing. Anyone have any questions on 04-34? Mr. Fritz?
What is this? This is a right-of-way.
It was an easement that was granted, originally, it ended up being granted to the Creek now dissolved Sewerage Authority. And at this point, with the planning board's approval of the Navasink Partners project, there's the need to vacate an easement that's no longer being used from what the engineers have looked, or no longer needed. We'll vacate that easement so that Navasink can comply with the planning board, and then we'll get one.
So this was the easement for their pipe running down the middle of the property between the,
Yeah, it was a sanitary, it was
between
for a
the,
sanitary.
local.
Yep, for a
And
sanitary.
they've abandoned that. So, yeah, no big deal.
Any other questions on that? Okay, seeing none, I'll call the public.
On for final reading and adoption is ordinance 0-14-34, an ordinance vacating the right-of-way easement reserved to Atlantic Coast Enterprises and conveyed to the Atlantic Highlands Regional Sewer over a portion of Lake Street.
I'll offer it.
Offered by Mayor Nolan.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
On for second reading and public hearing is ordinance 0-14-35, an ordinance amending chapter 10, buildings and housings of the Borough Code to create a vacant property registration process. This was published in the December 12th edition of the Two River Times.
I'll open the public hearing. This is something we've been working on for a while, trying to address a problem. 14-35. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Can you just
Name and,
clarify?
I'm sorry, name and address.
Barbara L.U.T., 28 Shrewsbury Avenue. Can you just clarify what a homeowner or a property owner is required to do once they get on this registration list? I mean, what impact is it to the owner?
It's financial. So
Financial or,
like how there's a chart of, we want them to make improvements in vacant properties. So if by way, they'll be charged almost a fee per year. And it will increase each year that property lays vacant. So instead of us having to wean the property and wait God knows how many years to get money back, we can get contractors if we need, shore up the house.
Fee schedule basically based on them not doing anything.
Now, is this tied into some of the discussions for possible demolition if you use it, or is this a whole nother?
I think it's a standalone thing that you're seeing a lot of towns that have been through what we've been through doing right now to make sure things are as tightened up as it can be for the upcoming spring and construction and other stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Seeing none, I'll close public portion.
On for final reading and adoption is ordinance 0-14-35, an ordinance amending chapter 10, buildings and housing of the Borough Code to create a vacant property registration process.
I'll offer that.
Offered by Mayor Nolan. Second by Mr. Hart. Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
Motion carries. On for second reading and public hearing at this time is ordinance 0-14-36, an ordinance authorizing the Borough of Highlands to amend and supplement section 7-3.4 and 7-4 of the Borough Code to prohibit parking on Twin Lakes Terrace at the intersection of Lighthouse Road and Twin Lakes Terrace and the entire south side of Twin Lakes Terrace, and to designate Twin Lakes Terrace a one-way from Lighthouse Road to South.
Ms. Kane has a question for you.
I've had a couple of residents, just want to be notified of when it's going to start and that kind of stuff. Is there a way we can send a letter to people in the affected area?
Maybe you want a copy of the ordinance if it passes. Is that okay?
And that way they don't just see the signage when they get up there?
I'll open the public hearing for 14-36. No, well, that's fine. Any questions or concerns on that? Seeing none, I'll close it.
On for final reading and adoption, ordinance 0-14-36. An ordinance authorizing the Borough of Highlands to amend and supplement section 7-3.4 and 7-4 of the Borough Code to prohibit parking on Twin Lakes Terrace at the intersection of Lighthouse Road and Twin Lakes Terrace and the entire south side of the Twin Lakes Terrace, and to designate Twin Lakes Terrace as a one-way street from Lighthouse Road toward South Beach Street.
I'll offer it.
Offered by Mayor Nolan,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Redmond. Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan?
Yes.
On for second reading, public hearing, this time is ordinance 0-14-37, an ordinance of the Borough of Highlands, the County of Monmouth, and the State of New Jersey, authorizing Borough of Highlands Construction Office to accept certified checks or a money order in lieu of a personal check.
This came about, so everybody understands, we had some people, unfortunately, repeat offenders bouncing personal checks, and we didn't have anything on the books that allowed our guy to accept certified checks.
Now, I have a question, does it
Please.
have to be certified, or we're going to give people a chance? We can write a personal check, and then if it, they don't have to,
I believe the
Initially-
spirit of the conversation was that they have the shot to
they have
give
a
their
shot.
own as long as they're
Okay.
not repeat offenders.
One
All right.
shoe.
Okay,
That's what we all agreed on, right?
I think one rubber one and you go.
Right,
Certified.
Right, it says within one
okay,
year
but
of
the
2 years.
administrative cost
Gives
is,
them 2 years.
If they bounce a check within 2 years, you should be required to serve.
So required. I'll open the public hearing. 14-37. Name
You
and address,
clarified,
please, sir.
Chris Francis, 36 Fifth Street, you clarified what I saw as a major problem. It's a two-step, if you require a certified check, A, you don't know your fee when you go down there.
Okay.
So it becomes a two-step process, and it just is
The other
problematic.
side of the coin is B, I don't know the fee when they're bouncing them on me when I get bounced $20 or $30. You know what I mean? In
Oh,
fact,
it seems to me you have most
So really, if you
control over
don't
that
do
because
it-
the permits are no good.
I don't disagree with you.
And
but
then
if
they're
you-
liable for fines, because you can go right back out, and now they're operating without,
really,
Permits.
they are,
Yeah.
yeah.
But this is one of those.
and that's a much more healthy
I
fine.
agree. These are one of those things where if you don't have a problem, you won't.
And that wasn't clear from the,
Understood. Right.
and that's good.
Barbara, you have,
You answered it
Okay.
in that explanation.
perfect.
If I may,
Please.
over the past 2 years, I've had many building permits,
Okay,
and every time Nancy's called me, she told me exactly how much money it was.
okay.
So I don't think, with respect, Chris's issue would be a problem.
Might be an issue, and the reality is, there's probably a small minority, I should say, that are bouncing, so it's not really gonna affect the masses,
Exactly.
right?
We are going to paying by credit card on all other fees in town, correct?
We're trying to get to that.
Taxes and sewer,
Will that be included?
not at the
No,
moment.
not yet.
Not
just
yet, but we're
taxes.
trying to roll out everything.
That would make sense.
I agree, 100%. We want it to be as easy as possible, obviously.
Thank you.
Any other questions, public question? No? Okay, close the public hearing.
Okay, on for final reading and adoption is ordinance number 0-14-37, an ordinance of the Borough of Highlands in the County of Monmouth and the State of New Jersey, authorizing the Borough of Highlands Construction Office to accept certified checks or a money order in lieu of a personal check.
I'll offer it.
Offered by Mayor Nolan,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Barnes. Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan?
Yes.
Letter of support for third round Sandy Fund.
Oh, wait, you forgot,
HPV budget,
Oh, I'm sorry,
part 14-256.
setting a public hearing date.
the budget that we already introduced it, and the correct hearing date is January 21st.
Okay.
I want to make sure. So you just need us to offer to have the public hearing 2 weeks from tonight, correct?
I think we did it early.
Okay.
Is it already?
We did it last meeting.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
It's already set, and we
Yep.
don't have to look at it. Okay.
Yeah, that was the take up.
Letter of support for third round Sandy funding. Ms. Ryan? can you
Yeah,
speak to
I put this on here. There are two different rent programs coming out. One is a smaller one for low, middle income people who, and those who did not apply before. Who applied and it turned down, unfortunately, you can't apply for this. But then there's another one, okay, and it's called the official third round. And we're in the comment period now, and I know that we generally send letters of support, anything like this, but I'm asking for a really strongly worded letter pertinent to our town, to our situation, about how many people our entire town was almost destroyed, and how the money has helped so many people restore and raise their homes, asking them to make the process a little easier. And also, I have a list of names that, in addition to the general general post office box where I want this to be sent. So I can, work with Tim on this if you want, but I would like this to go out.
Anybody have issues with that?
No.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Fine.
Right?
No.
Okay, I'll write the letter.
Write it in
Thank
caps,
you.
write it in caps.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Mayor's appointments to the planning board.
get a reappoint, former Mayor Rick O'Neill.
I'll second it.
Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Show of support.
Okay.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Yes, please.
That takes us to public portion.
He's a porter, right? Okay, we're going into public?
Mr. Francie, you want to lead us off? Name and address for the record?
Chris Francie, 36 Fifth Street. Two quick ones. Tara, relative to your letter to, on the support of the third round funding, I attended that meeting yesterday, and I'm not so sure we should be in strong support, because at this point, part of this rollout includes funding for Jersey City and for Carlstadt, all right, that are not necessarily Sandy related. So you're running into a problem where these HUD
Support in there
funds,
is what you're telling me?
I'm sorry?
Support in tax groups?
Chris, I understand that, but if we don't pass this, we're not gonna get any.
Well, I'd say send a strong letter if they were funding our $5.5, $6 million flood control project, and we're not. You know, at this point, we're 4 years trying to get funding for this, and I see there's a new grant request going out. I'm not so sure it's all good.
Okay,
All
thank you.
right, just a comment, and there was nobody in the public supporting it from that point of
Where
view.
was the meeting held, Chris?
Ocean Township, Tom's River.
It's a lot of
Okay.
local.
I know.
But the way
Sure,
that
people.
I'm looking at it is that there will be some money. It is not perfect by any means, but anything that we can get, and you know that I see so many of the people.
Tara, I understand,
Need it.
but there's more money going to those projects than is going to
The need.
house raising. There's 380 million for those two projects
I understand.
and 225 for house raising.
They have to give them the money.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Reynolds, you're absolutely right.
And I understand that.
They have
Of course
to
I
get.
do. I know, and I have it from even my agency with more information. I personally think this would be better for our town than nothing.
And I have to say, I'm kind of surprised we re-upped with Millennium.
We have not
We're
yet.
exploring that.
I'm sorry?
We're
We have not
exploring
yet.
So we're putting out an RFP.
Oh.
We're exploring that.
They tabled that.
We tabled that.
I missed the fact that you tabled it,
Yeah.
because at this point, you know,
It's disappointing.
I'm not so sure they've delivered except for the rain barrels.
And they're not yet.
And they're not here yet, so,
Please.
That's a promise for later.
huh?
That's a later promise.
So,
We addressed it.
who's, the flood control grant app is through them or not?
Initiated by them.
Yeah, so yes and no. I don't want to give you a non-answer, but yes
It
and
was initiated by them, and depending if we stay with them, if we don't stay with them, I don't know how that would be transitioned.
I would
It has
suggest
no-
you might condition their future employment to success of that grant.
we talked about something not specific to that, but like that.
Very
Sorry?
much- Very much like that.
Very much like that, but not specifically to one thing.
Thank you.
You have anything else, sir?
I'm good.
Okay, Barbara Iannucci.
Barbara Iannucci, 28 Shrewsbury Avenue. I know we're getting into the budget approval. Do you have a timeline as to when things will be available to the public? And I also would like to request a special town meeting
Sure.
for review of
To
the
vet it all
finance
out?
report
Yeah.
and for review of the line items.
Sure. We're gonna have our next, we put out actually Becky and I talked today, we put out emails today to have our next subcommittee a week from tonight. I think at that meeting, we're gonna try to put together a timeline of what we can start, and then bringing in honestly other comments and concerns and questions and help.
So you will have a,
I have a town hall meeting, I have no
Special
problem. We could have a town hall meeting and invite everybody, it's, no problem, but I would like to see some kind of working thing and then bring something out. Rather than just say, tell us everything you think, and then we have to sort through things that, some things are feasible and some are not. I'd like to, if we could, put out some kind of body from that subcommittee and say, what do you think about this, and take suggestions based on that.
Yes.
We would not listen to anything, don't get me wrong, but I think it's better to give some kind of parameters, if you will,
Yes.
and then say, what can we take some input on that?
Yes, and that's.
And that would all be public, there's nothing secret about that, anything
Okay.
specific relating to employees or anything else we would leave out, obviously, but
Yes.
it would be just ideas of where we can save, make revenue and whatever.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
so
look forward to that.
Yeah, I would say that you'll probably have some news, if not at the next council meeting, shortly after that.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Carolyn Brian?
Carolyn Brouillon, 12 Miller Street. I attended a webinar today for Sustainable New Jersey, and so I went back into our ordinances and found that actually you offered a resolution back in 2010, R 1048, creating our registration in the Sustainable New Jersey process. And then a few months later, there was another resolution, which is R 1094, which established a green team, which is what Sustainable New Jersey needs for us as a municipality to have in order to move any projects forward and to garner any points in order to be able to get grants from that agency. What I would like to know is if you could possibly consider drafting another resolution to make another green team, because it's been 4 years. Some of the people obviously on this list are not in the public
Understood,
being
sure,
anymore.
yeah, I agree.
And there are points and there's money out there that I think we just need to look in every direction
Sure.
to find where we could possibly get funds for small projects. I think the biggest grant they have is $20,000.
Okay,
But if we have a $50,000 project that we get a $20,000 grant from somebody
It's a big
who
deal.
got 10,000, we
understood.
let them do 20, it could be
something
something
you
that
think you
could.
might want to be a part of? I know we talked about the other thing that was filled already, the email.
That's fine, absolutely.
So can we try to have something, Tim, maybe for the next meeting? I'm gonna help. And we could ask for requests for anybody that wanted to be part of it, and I'm sure, like you said, there's probably 3 or 4 people that are not gonna be getting involved again. Thank you.
You're
Anything
welcome.
else?
That's
Kim Scorpio?
Kim Scorpion, 315 Elmshore Drive. I knew the agenda was very heavy, so there were no usual first meeting of the month reports. I assume they're gonna be next meeting?
That was my assumption too, that we can do that, yeah.
Okay.
We'll do our committee reports at that point.
And I wanna thank Doug for voting no to some of the resolutions, I'm glad that somebody's up there just trying to think outside the box and make some changes, however small or big they may be. I thank you for that. I wanna know if the resolution for the seasonal employees that were appointed, if that was advertised?
I don't know, was that our?
We did have info out, and we did request anyone who was interested to apply at the Borough Hall.
Where was that information posted?
I believe at the Borough Hall. And anyone who did inquire did come through.
No.
If there is anyone that's still interested, they can certainly see us.
Okay, so, well, there's no official position open, you are still taking applications and will consider.
I didn't say there were no official, there are seasonal employees that are used as an as-needed basis during snow removal and the like. So if someone wants to apply to us, we would certainly consider them for that.
Consider adding them to the list.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have a status of the reimbursement of the volunteer hours that was discussed a few months ago?
Do I have status?
Yeah, are we collecting the hours, are we submitting them to FEMA for reimbursement, where are we in that process?
We've documented, although I can't guarantee that FEMA is going to allow us over 55,000 hours.
Okay,
I can tell you that's far in excess of what the FEMA reimbursement will be, and we're not sure that all those hours are going to be accepted. But we've done a lot of work. I have to thank the Workforce Development Program because one particular employee that was involved with that took that on and really did a phenomenal job. Very little non-responses came, but in terms of the actual documentation, as I had mentioned, a lot of groups said, well, yeah, we did X, but then when you ask them to actually provide X to the criteria that we need, some of that isn't available or they refuse to submit it. But numbers were pretty high. And I think that's only a tip of.
so has the application been submitted to FEMA?
It's not an application. FEMA, the project worksheet is still open, and once FEMA gets us to where we're close to closeout, that's when they want us to really push all of these items in. It's not a grant that's competitive. And
When you say close to closeout, what do you mean
of
by that?
projects, we have 17 project worksheets,
Okay,
and their recommendation is you get close to project closeouts. That's when that documentation, and it's more of a formula that they use based on the Category A, Category B reimbursable expenses. And some of those are still speculative. We're still, I want to say not arguing, but we're still debating some of those. So that dollar amount will be capped based on those expenses.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand the process here. So those hours, are they related to each of the 17 projects?
No.
Or is that like
No.
project number 18 or the volunteer
No,
hours?
the hours that were garnered were for any group, agency, individual, or organization that were willing to submit the type of work they did on behalf of the community. And again, some of it, if it was strictly private property work, may not be eligible.
Right, well, let me rephrase my question, because I'm trying to figure out, because you said that FEMA wants us to close out these project worksheets. Do the hours get attached to those project worksheets?
They
Or
get
do
attached to
we-
Category A and Category B,
Okay,
and then there's a formula that they use, and it's based on a percentage. So it doesn't matter how many hours that we have. If we put in 55,000 hours, I guarantee you, we're not getting 55,000 hours.
I understand that. I'm trying to figure out the timeline as to when we may receive reimbursement. And FEMA wants us to close out project worksheets.
As we get close to closeout, which may be 2 to 3 years down the road, just so you understand that. Some projects may be out there. When we get to the project closeout, that's when they start implementing that formula for us.
I'm still confused, but maybe we'll talk about it next week or through emails. And I noticed resolution R1501 that we're sticking with the 1 meeting a month in July and August. And I just want the council to consider having 2 meetings with everything going on in town, with, we're still not recovered from Sandy. There's a lot on our plate, and I think it's worth it. I saw a definite slowdown in progress last summer. So if we could possibly consider 2 meetings, I know one may conflict with 4th of July weekend, but if we could do 2 back-to-back, or maybe one later in the month, maybe 3 over the 2 months, I think it'd be helpful to help move things along. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Oh, no, I just want to let everybody know that the business partnership has their St. Patrick's Day Beef and Brew on the 25th from 3 to 7 at Austin Pub. They're going to reveal them that day.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't know it was like a
If I let
secret.
the cat out of the bag now, nobody will know.
That's it?
Yeah,
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Stay warm.